And now for our next news special report.
Tonight, folks, we've got a story that cuts deep into the heart of our republic. Former President Donald Trump, in a true fighting spirit, issued a blunt warning to Judge Arthur Engoron: "Leave my children alone." It's not just a father's outcry, it's a cry against a system that seems to have gone rogue. Trump's children, dragged into the limelight of a New York fraud trial, are more than just witnesses. They're symbols of a battle between a relentless political establishment and a man who dares to challenge it. This report isn't just another news piece, it's a glimpse into the struggle that affects every American who believes in fairness and justice. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll see why this isn't just Trump's fight, it's ours too. You don't want to miss the final thought. It's going to be a game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into a story tonight that hits the core of our republic's legal and political system. Former President Donald Trump, a man known for not mincing his words, issued a 4-word warning to Judge Arthur Engoron, the man presiding over what Trump describes as a Star Chamber show trial against him and his family. Trump's message: "Leave my children alone." This wasn't a passing comment. It came at the end of a fiery Truth Social post where Trump unloads on Engoron and the New York State Attorney General Letitia James. So let's not beat around the bush. Trump has been a target since he stepped onto the political stage. He's faced everything from impeachment trials to public and media scrutiny. But this time, it's not just about him, it's about his family, his blood. And when someone goes after your family, well, that changes the game. Early Wednesday morning, Trump took to Truth Social to vent his frustrations. His message wasn't just a provocative father's threat. It painted a vivid picture of a man pushed to his limits by a legal system he believes is fundamentally biased against him. In Trump's eyes, and in the eyes of many who support him, this trial isn't just about legal facts, it's about political persecution. And Trump's scathing critique of Judge Engoron and Attorney General James isn't without context. His children, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump, are all embroiled in a New York fraud case. Don Jr. and Eric have already given their testimonies, with Ivanka scheduled to take the stand. This isn't just a legal proceeding. It's a spectacle with the family Trump at its center. Now, let's talk about the allegations. The trial centers around accusations of fraud with the Trump Organization. The prosecution's narrative: that the Trumps inflated the value of their assets. But here's where it gets interesting. Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer and a key witness for the prosecution, admitted on the stand that he lied. He also stated that neither Trump nor anyone from the Trump Organization instructed him to inflate financial statement values. Trump himself has argued the financial statements in question are conservative in their estimates. Now, this case isn't happening in a vacuum. The political undertones are hard to ignore. Trump has repeatedly blasted Judge Engoron and Attorney General James for what he sees as a politically motivated witch hunt. And remember, James described the Trump family as still under the control of the Trump Organization, a statement that reeks of political bias rather than objectively legal assessment. But why does this matter? Why should we care about a billionaire's legal troubles? Because, friends, this isn't just about one man or a family. It's about the integrity of our legal system and the dangerous precedent being set. If the justice system can be weaponized against a former president and his family, what does it say about the rights and protections for the average American? So let's get one thing straight. Trump is no stranger to controversy or legal battles. He's faced numerous lawsuits and allegations throughout his career and presidency. However, this case strikes a different chord. It's personal. And it's not just Trump who's feeling the heat. Donald Trump Jr. appeared in court, his demeanor reportedly confident. Eric, too, testified, telling reporters afterward it's going well. But beyond these public facades, there's a family being dragged through the very public and potentially damaging process. Let's take a look at this clip from News Nation. It shows Donald Trump Jr. in the courtroom, a visual testament to the pressure the family Trump faces. Watch.
Don Jr. walks in, he appears confident, as you said, he sits down in front of the photographers, cracks a couple of jokes, and honestly, his mood stayed consistent throughout the testimony. He, on many occasions, was joking with the judge, sometimes with the audience. He'd give out a big laugh, and then, a few seconds later, his face would narrow and he'd go back to business. He understands that this is a serious case, but he appears confident on the stand.
And now here's Eric Trump post-testimony. Notice his words, they're measured, perhaps cautious, but there's an underlying resilience. Watch. Going well, guys. Thank you. Ivanka Trump, despite not being a defendant, will also be taking the stand. This brings us to a broader question. Is it legal scrutiny or political prosecution? The Trumps aren't strangers to public life or controversy, but the intensity and scope of this trial feels different. This case against the Trumps didn't materialize out of thin air. It's part of a larger narrative, one that began the moment Trump took office. His presidency was marked by constant battles with political adversaries, and now those battles have extended to his family. Trump's post on Truth Social, shown here, encapsulates his fury and frustration. He views the trial not just as an attack on him, but an attack on his family and, by extension, the millions who support him. The Republican primary also just saw a significant twist. Governor Ron DeSantis, a former Trump ally, surprised many with his appearance on MSNBC. Instead of defending the former president, DeSantis seemed to echo sentiment suggesting that if Trump is convicted in any of the cases against him, he should be removed from the primary race. Watch.
And you did say, Governor, at that August debate when the question was put to the entire panel, if Donald Trump is convicted, will you still, and he is the nominee, would you still support him? And you raised your hand. You're a lawyer. You've served in the Navy. You were well trained at the greatest schools. Do you really believe that a man who's convicted of, say, attempting to overturn the 2020 election or taking nuclear secrets back to his beach club, do you actually still, as we sit here today, believe that person should be president?
So I signed a pledge, Willie, and that pledge is what it is. Now, do I think somebody under those circumstances could get elected president? The answer is no. That will not happen. I think that Republican voters will understand that as we get closer to voting. But it would be fatal in a general election. And I don't think the party should nominate in that situation. However, I signed the pledge. I'm a Republican. I don't think it's going to come to that, and I think we'll get the job done like we need to. But the reality is I signed it, and that's what I did.
So you stand by that this morning?
Yeah, when I signed the pledge, I knew you never know what's going to happen. It's a crazy process. People make different decisions, and I think my point of view on it was, I'm participating in this process. I've got the plan to win. We're going to win. At the same time, it's like you can't just take your ball and go home. You can't, on the one side of your mouth, say the country's in decline, Biden's failing, and on the other hand, say, I'm just going to pout if things don't go my way. So that was kind of my rationale for doing it.
The shock wasn't just the statement, but the lack of a challenge to MSNBC's Willie Geist's portrayal of charges against Trump and the alleged use of the DOJ to target Trump and his supporters. Instead, DeSantis appeared to be vying for approval from the MSNBC crew, a move that has garnered significant backlash and disappointment. The implications of such a statement are profound. Speculation is rife that there's a long game at play, with the establishment GOP aiming to remove Trump from the convention ballot. If this was the plan all along, it's now laid bare for all to see. Apologists might come up with various defenses, but the optics are clear and they don't look good for DeSantis. And the drama doesn't just end inside the courtroom. It spills out onto the streets. On day 3 of the trial, the defiant Trump stood outside the courtroom, pointing out the discrepancies he sees in the legal system. He said, today, if you read the New York Law Journal, they basically say they have no case against Trump. That's how he started detailing the frustrations with the proceedings, the perceived corruption in the justice system, and his position in the polls. Watch.
Today, if you read the New York Law Journal, they basically say they have no case against Trump.
He went on to critique the entire system, labeling it as corrupt and specifically targeting the New York Attorney General. His fiery rhetoric underscored his belief that the trial isn't just about legalities, but is deeply entrenched in politics. It's another indication that Trump feels targeted, not because of any wrongdoing, but because of his political status. Amidst all this controversy, it seems the public sentiment might not align with the courtroom battles. A recent image circulating online showcases a poll where President Trump holds an almost 50-point lead over all other GOP presidential primary candidates. So the significant lead suggests that despite legal challenges and political infighting, Trump remains a formidable contender in the political arena. It's a testament to his unwavering base and the continuous appeal he holds for a large segment of the American populace. In the intricate theater of American politics, the spotlight once again shines brightly on former President Trump, his passionate defense juxtaposed against mounting pressures, including allegations against his children and unexpected critiques from within his own party, presents a vivid tableau of a leader under siege. And yet, the soaring poll numbers are an undeniable testament to a political figure whose resonance remains undiminished in the hearts of many Americans. It's a stark reminder that in the realm of politics, loyalty, perception, and public sentiment can often intersect in unexpected ways. Governor DeSantis' remarks, while jarring, only add another layer of complexity to this unfolding narrative. As the drama intensifies, one thing becomes clear. Despite challenges and controversies, Trump's influence in the GOP and the nation at large remains a force to be reckoned with. The path to 2024 remains as unpredictable as ever. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.